Yo, crew members, what it be?
Hello, everybody.
Well, that's fucking weird. Who are you? Who the fuck are you? All right, you're not going to talk.
You know exactly who I am.
All right, then.
We have...
What's up, everybody?
We have a fun episode in store. We got... I don't know when it was this week, but this past Thursday, we had the Xbox Series X gameplay showcase. And there is a whole lot to cover.
Yeah.
So we decided to take a little different approach, similar to what Wes and I did with when the PlayStation gameplay thing came out, and just like a reaction to what we saw, not really a huge deep dive into anything about the game, because that would make this like a 4-hour podcast. So.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
No. But first, we did a thing.
We got a TV. We got a fucking TV.
Oh my God, that scared the shit out of me.
Bro, all that was just black line the entire way.
So for anyone who crashes their car while listening to this, we apologize in advance.
I am so sorry. Do not contact me with your insurance information. My bad, peeps.
Yeah, we did a thing. We had our Hot Ones inspired anniversary Q&A, and it went a bunch of different ways.
I had so many mixed emotions.
Yeah. Anthony was that guy that you could see as it was getting worse and worse. He went from that guy that, this ain't so bad, to the first guy to say, so when are you guys going to drink this milk with me or what?
Bet you are not wrong at all.
Yeah, it was just hilarious because like Anthony was just talking, and then there was a point, I think it might have been like wing like 5 or 6, to where Anthony was like, this is starting to change.
It did not change for the better.
Well, no.
The whole dynamic shifted for like a hot second, because he was doing like a bulk of the answer the questions, and I don't know what minute it was, but I was like, I'm not hearing Anthony as much.
Yeah, I faded. I literally faded to black. I was like, nah, I'm done, boys. But I you know what? I highly recommend, if you're listening, I highly recommend attempting it. It does suck, but the thing is you can say you did it, right?
It was like, looking back on it now, it was fun.
Oh, I had a blast.
The things that came after it weren't the most fun. Like some stomach cramps here and there, bloating here and there, fire booty for me a solid 24 hours.
We were literally, I will speak for everybody. We were literally one fart away from a terrible day.
Yeah.
That we could have just. I would have had to have called and seen what my homeowner's insurance would cover.
Because you're what?
My homeowner's my homeowner insurance.
Is that State Farm? Do they cover that?
I don't. No, it's probably Farmers.
What are you wearing?
They know a thing or two because they've seen a thing or two. So,
there you go. Hey,
just so you know.
By the way, if you're listening, we just plugged you.
Yeah, we are not sponsored.
We are not sponsored in any way.
Still good.
And all credit to First We Feast that broadcast the Hot Ones show. It's all their idea. We just thought it would be fun to do. We took their season 11 sauces. We took the questions that we got. If you haven't seen it yet, it's on all our social media at this point. But
yes,
you can go to youtube.com Console Gaming Crew. It's the newest of the 3 videos that we have. We're gonna try to get more regular with our content on there.
Yep.
But without further ado, we're going to get this thing cracking, because we have, like I said, a lot of games to cover. I think that there was probably like damn near 20.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So we're actually...
And we didn't even get everything. They said there's, there's more.
There is
because there is something happening later on this year. I think like October or something like that.
It seems like they're all doing that, though, because...
Oh, yeah.
Ubisoft is doing it, too.
So to start, we have Halo Infinite, which is probably the game that everyone was probably waiting most to see, because they've been teasing that thing for years.
I'm really surprised that they actually use that one straight off the gate. Normally these events, they normally go with the hyper realistic stuff. So you expect something like what we're going to talk about after this with Forza. You know what I mean? You normally expect that, and normally Halo would be like the end.
Yeah, like to cap everything off.
Yeah.
But
you know why they didn't put it at the end? Because something better was at the end.
Well, I'm hoping that enough people think that, because I certainly do. But Wes, what did you think when you saw the trailer?
So I thought it was pretty cool. We've had long discussions about the way that the game looks. I've had discussions with Alex from What's Your Spaghetti Policy, and like Hav, Mike, and Dan, and we all have come to the basic conclusion that The graphics, at least with the background and everything, leave a lot to be desired. Like the detail they put into Master Chief was amazing. What they did into his gloves, even like what Anthony was saying when we were watching with the guns.
Mm-hmm.
The detail in the guns was perfect, and even the main banished guy looked incredible. So it kind of makes me a little sad that the world looks. The world basically looks like how it does.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, they could have put a little more detail and effort into their other baddies they got running around. Maybe change up the voices a little bit, because like Andy said before too, is the voices, they're all the same race, right? They may look different, but they all sound the same.
Yeah.
You put so much effort into the gloves and the weapons and the suit, and you did okay with the background scenery and stuff like that, with the birds and the other little stuff running around. That's cute and all. But why not put a little bit more detail into the actual gameplay of the enemies and shit like that?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we know that this isn't a finished product, so we can't destroy them yet. I don't know that stuff like that's going to change.
Yeah,
but
I mean, it is the demo. I mean, we were watching the demo, and
yeah,
I believe you said that somebody within 343 said that there's still a little more work to be done.
Yeah, there is still more work to be done. So who knows if it was dumbed down a little bit to run better. I don't know. Or if
also be able to run better. On a stream. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you could have two different videos. You could have a video. Like you said, you watched everything else in 4K. After the fact, but the initial live stream isn't 4K.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So it's. All in all, I'm still excited for the game, and I want it. I want to just be able to go ahead and play. I love the campaigns. I love Halo campaigns, man. They're so good.
The Halo campaigns have always been so way back when it was like the 360 came out, that was the thing. Wes and I would literally throw down for hours and days upon days of nothing but 360 campaign.
Yep.
And as excited as I am about what we watched with the whole Xbox showcase and all that kind of stuff, I will definitely be getting the new Xbox for sure.
Yeah.
Like, hands down, there are Xbox exclusive games that Xbox that is going to that has changed my mind to pick it up as well. Halo, not so much though. Halo is going to be one of those games that I'll sit on and I'll wait a little bit, and then when I hear like Wes go, "Oh, campaign's great, you should get it because it's multiplayer," and then that'll happen.
Now later on in this whole podcast, I'll explain something about what they're doing with how Game Pass and xCloud and everything else is going to work for all this. And work for everything. So, but like I said before, all in all, I thought Halo Infinite, was pretty good. It could have, obviously it could have been better.
Yeah, it's one of those where, and I know people are like, oh, here's the dude, bashing Xbox all the time and right off the gate. But again, just like what Anthony said, the showcase that they had, there were things that did exactly what I wanted that said, okay, I have to get this system now.
Yeah.
I will be getting it. Halo Infinite just left there's a little more to be desired here. I just need to see more. That's all. I need to see a little more. But all in all, I'm gonna wait it out a little bit. But yeah. Moving right along, we get into State of Decay 3, which unfortunately was it was just a cinematic trailer. They didn't show any gameplay, so we don't have a lot to go on. But what we do have to go on, it looked really good. I mean, right away, I thought it looked like a mix of like Last of Us and you had a little Resident Evil-ish with whatever the hell the mutated deer thing was at the end.
Yeah.
But I mean, it looked cool. I've never played State of Decay 1 or 2, so I don't know much about them.
Yeah,
so I played the first maybe like hour and a half of State of Decay 2. And I mean, the gameplay it looks nothing like what you see from the trailers. The gameplay it's still nice, it's clean, it's crisp. It's not at that level. It's not anything like you saw in the cinematic.
What's the premise behind the game?
It's very Resident Evil-ish. There's it's some type of like virus that not only inhabits humans but also inhabits animals. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, and it looked like the girl that was the woman that was in this, she looked like she was part of the State of Decay 2 DLC.
Okay.
I remember. I think it was last year's E3. Andy, you may were watching because there were two people for State of Decay 2. They were talking about bringing in for the DLC. One was a woman, one was a man. They were coming from different places to try to go ahead and go to this town.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it looked like that was her, and it looks like she was just hunting. So
So
Cool.
State of Decay 2 is an open world zombie survival game.
you go.
Players, and it says like its predecessor, so the first one would be the same thing. Players are required to build a community, manage resources, and survive against the horde of zombies. Received mixed reviews from critics who praised its difficulty, musical score, and combat, but criticized the technical issues and lack of depth in the survival and management mechanics. So it seems like they had room to grow. So I mean, hopefully they listened with State of Decay 3.
Guess we'll see.
And made it even better. But I mean, open world zombie survival. I'm never mad at that.
no, it was
So
what I played of. It was fun.
Cool.
So to the next. So the next one we have to talk about is Forza Motorsports.
yeah, and we were literally just talking about how Forza is another one that yes, it should. Forza is like the one game for Xbox that can get away with just showing you cinematics if
Because
they
it's
did
the
just
exact
because
same
the
thing.
game looks so freaking hyper realistic and great that like it's so hard to tell a difference.
Now it was. I will say this: that one was. It was a trailer, but it was in engine. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know what I mean, so we got to see. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? What that's capable of. And when it comes down to Forza games, we know they're capable of. The sky's the limit.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get much of it. Like as soon as I looked at it, I was like, it looks great as I expected it to. But seeing my cousin play all the Forza games all the time, I
Yeah.
didn't see anything that I hadn't seen before. It looked like the last Forza game that he played. Or I'm sure they're always good at upping the ante, so and making things better. So I would imagine that they did the same.
So we're talking to a few people. It basically comes down to the fact of with Forza games, as long as they add a few new cars, add a few new tracks, these people are happy.
Yeah.
So yeah, because once again, Forza is one of the most crisp games you will ever find to go ahead and show the true beauty of ray tracing and you know what I mean, your blacks being super black, your brights being super bright, just all dude. It is that game that shows you everything that the system is supposed to do.
And it's such a like racing is such a niche thing that like that
Yes.
fan base like they're always gonna sell.
Yes,
They're always gonna sell. So it may be not to like I grew up on like the Need for Speed games, like that underground type thing. So like the real simulation stuff, I'm not great at. I would love
I'm
to give
trash.
I would love to give it a shot, but I've never like messed around with it. But you should know what you're getting with Forza. You know it's going to be a great game.
I got both these guys looking at me. I got nothing.
That just means you agree.
I agree 100%.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
All right, and to the next.
All right, so what we got next is Everwild, and I'm actually so excited about this. When I first saw the trailer, this is what I thought. I was like, interesting. Kind of has a feel of like the Avatar movie, right? But because of the way they showed like the animals and the way that when she was laying in the pool of water,
Mhm.
you know, it would reflect. It had like the reflection, but it also had like the beautiful colors flowing out from where she was laying.
Yep.
And then when you first see how it's drawn, right? Andy, what's the first thing you think of?
Breath of the Wild.
Right?
That
Like,
art style is just what you think now when you
absolutely
see games like that.
stunning. The colors are extremely vibrant. It seems like I don't know. It could just be like it could be like. I'm gonna stop. Go ahead, Wes.
Now, to me, it looked like a combination of like Ori and the Wisp meets Breath of the Wild.
You know, I've never played that.
I haven't played them either, but from
Andy
the
has.
trailers, you mean from the trailers that I've seen.
Yeah, but it looks good, right?
Yeah,
it
looks
was gorgeous.
It looks great. It's another one of those ones that they did not show any gameplay, but when you have games with that type of art style, like I remember when I only saw a cinematic trailer for Breath of the Wild, and then Breath of the Wild looked just like the cinematic trailer did. So when
Yeah.
you have this type of art style, I don't feel like it's a huge drop off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
it's just a different rendition of the cell shading.
Oh, I do have one thing I'd like to say. So you know how and I think you and I actually talked about this yesterday. You know how they show 4 characters at the end when they're going around the circle to try and help revive that one animal?
yeah,
Is it going to be online multiplayer for up to 4 people?
that would be so cool.
Once you started talking about that, it made me think co-op.
Yeah, I mean, now if you could get a game like that that's co-op, I think that would be a pretty sweet idea.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
know what I mean?
Yeah, we still don't know much about what you actually do in the game.
That's true.
No.
But I mean, yeah, I'm paying close attention. Let's put it that way. I'm paying close attention.
Yeah, that one we definitely are. All right, so the next trailer that we have coming up is Tell Me Why. So Tell Me Why was it was a cinematic trailer like we've been seeing with a lot of this stuff with this whole event. It deals with a brother and sister who dealt with some type of seriously heinous thing with their mother when they were kids. And apparently what it looks like is that most of their memories of that entire time were repressed. And only during very stressful triggers, you know what I mean, with like words or places, do those memories come back. And they both see, you know what I mean, like basically little like stars or something like that, like in the shapes of people or shapes of them when they were younger.
It's like a physical form of whatever that memory was that they get to see.
And I mean, now they're late teens, early 20s. And going ahead and watching this whole thing, and I mean, they're trying to get answers for their past.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like one of those games that the story will make you forget about the fact that it doesn't have the craziest next-gen graphics you've ever seen. It's not horrible. It's not the worst thing you've ever seen by any means. But, you know, when you're watching an Xbox Series X gameplay reveal event, you expect there's a certain level of graphical capability that you expect to see. You don't see that here, but you're kind of drawn in right from the get because the story seems deep.
Yes, it does.
The only thing I don't like about the whole, and it was the same way with Life is Strange when I played it for the PlayStation. The fact of the matter is you have a chapter 1, and then there's going to be chapters that follow suit.
How long is the wait between the chapters?
How long is the wait? 2, is there going to be a game pass or a pass that you can buy to at least lessen the blow of
Season
money
pass.
Is there going to be that where you're not spending all this money out of pocket to play the other chapters so you can enjoy the story? It's just, I hate things that look and sound too good to be true like that. The trailer really does look good. Graphics not the best, but it doesn't matter because the story could fix all of that. And the fact of the matter is there's chapter 1 through how many ever they're going to decide to produce
and how much each of them are going to cost.
How much they're going to cost. And it kind of just takes away from that appeal of the game. You know, it could have an amazing story, but if I got to wait freaking 3 to 4 months for another chapter to come out, well, you know, I'm going to move on to something else.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. That's where you're going to lose. This is my personal opinion, by the way. You're going to lose some of that.
Yeah, I feel the same way, which is why I did what I did with Life is Strange, and I waited until all of them had come out. Because I know what you're saying, because you never know, you know, especially with the way the world is now, like, you never know how long something's going to take. So, yeah, like, whatever immersion you had from the first chapter, if you really got into it, you
it's
know,
all
like,
gone.
Yeah, you don't want to, like, you're gonna have to go, if you're someone like us who plays a lot of games, are you going to then go back and replay it to try to remember what happened?
That's the thing, man. I'm a story junkie.
Oh, yeah.
I love in-depth stories. Like Life is Strange, so cool.
Yeah.
I know I keep bringing it up, but it
is
just
cool.
to me personally it has that kind of same feel, I guess. But the fact is a story like that, which to me that trailer showed a good
It's
going to
be a very in-depth story.
Very in-depth story, and I love stuff like that where you're actually playing a game but it looks like you're watching a movie. I love that. It's so cool, and it just pulls the gamer into the story and makes you fall in love with the characters, and you're like, oh my god, I hope nothing bad happens, that sort of stuff. So again, it just falls back to
if they have it worked out to where it's not a long wait time, or if they already have, like if they already have,
they might already have more than
2 or 3
one chapter.
chapters in the bag,
right? And then I'm game
they
on.
might
That
have
sounds
something.
awesome.
yeah, they might have something.
But I seriously think something like a season pass would probably be the most optimum way of handling that situation.
Yeah, I don't quite remember what the price point was for the chapters for Life is Strange. I don't remember because I bought them all at once.
Yeah, and I got them on I got them for free.
Yeah,
I had it for free.
But
Cheap
that was Tell Me Why.
That was Tell Me Why. And actually, Chapter 1 comes out August 27th.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, moving right along after that, we had Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which is already out. They're just showing a remaster that they're doing for the Xbox One Series X that runs I think it was 120 frames per second, right?
Well, no. So the original was 120. And then...
I thought the original was 60, and this one was 120.
No.
This one's 120. The original was 60.
Okay.
So
I'm
the
not
original,
tripping, right?
no, you're not, because if you watch the trailer for the side by side, they show you the 60, and then they show this
thought
is a remaster at 120 that is going to play. Well, so Wes might actually be right. It might have been done at 120, but the capabilities for the Xbox One only were at 60, and that's where it played at.
I can't remember which one now because now since we're talking about it, now I'm confused. But but the the one side just looked, the detail was so much better.
Yeah, well, because the 60 was for the Xbox One. That's why I think the 120 is actually meant specifically for the X. And if you look at the gameplay between the two, you'll see, and when he was talking in the trailer, that it was pretty much because originally Andy brought it up that it was possibly maybe a sequel. And he got super excited about that, but when you looked, it was literally the same game, side by side, 60, 120, and I'm pretty sure it was just a remaster at the 120.
Yeah, I have right here. It says Microsoft confirms Ori and the Will of the Wisp remaster will offer 120 frames per second in 4K HDR.
My apologies.
Okay, I do apologize. You had me second guess. I was like, did I mess this up? But yeah, it's one of those things where you may not know how much better the graphics look and how much better things run, but the way they set up the trailer, they had the original up against the new one, so you really got to see. Like, there are some pretty significant differences, but those games are great.
Yeah, the detail.
I didn't finish it.
So much better.
I didn't finish it.
The colors as well were just a lot more in depth as well, which is nice.
When they have those types of games where it's set, like, while there is detail, it's set against those really dark backgrounds, and you have those bright characters. They look sick, and they're great for the newer TVs.
Yeah, they really enjoy making the whites white, and and the blacks really saturated.
For TVs with HDR and whatnot, something like that back on the old school like tube TVs wouldn't knock your socks off, but seeing it now is
especially with the HDR, like you're saying,
100%.
So the next trailer we have is one of 3 for Obsidian, and we're starting off with the Outer Worlds DLC. Shit looks fucking cool, man. Okay, so I know I'm the only one that's played Outer Worlds out of the 3 of us.
Yeah.
And we're just sitting here talking about while we're watching the trailer. Like, Outer Worlds basically is Fallout meets Borderlands. And it's a Fallout style play. The world and the graphics and everything else, but you have like Borderlands style animals and shit like that. But man, you have you're on a different world. Looks like some type of moon, and looks like you have different weapons that you get to play with. I never actually finished the game. I know I did. I was streaming it for a little bit, but it's just I have been saying since I played the game, it is what you wanted Fallout 76 to be.
Yeah.
If 76 wasn't that whole online world thing.
Yeah, if they just gave you the next Fallout game.
Yeah, if they just gave you the next Fallout game, because Obsidian, the same people that made New Vegas. Mm-hmm. And it has that feel. It's just the people just look better. The graphics are just a little bit are better because it's just later on, and obviously the chronological of the whole situation.
Oh boy,
I know I fucked that up. I fucked that up completely.
Mouthful and a half.
My man fought that word hard.
I tried my best.
I thought you just gave up halfway in the middle.
His tongue just got stuck. It was like,
yeah. You reeled it back in though. I was actually impressed because I thought you were about to give up.
Yeah,
because you went chronologically, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
my man won.
I ain't good with words.
But yeah, no, that's. And now is that now it's called the Outer Worlds Paralon Gorgon? Is that, I'm guessing that's the name of the planet you go to or whatever?
Yeah. The Peril of Gorgon is the DLC itself.
Okay.
And that comes out September 9th. All right, so now we're going to jump into one I know all 3 of us are very excited for.
Yeah.
And we'll get back to you when we're done watching it. It's called Grounded.
So as you know, Wes literally just told you what we just peeped. It's called Grounded. And actually Andy brought this up, and this is actually the best way to sum it up. This is literally Honey, I Shrunk the Kids video game.
Yes.
Yeah. So
right?
So sick.
So the fact that, and this is from Wes. You know what? I'll just let Wes tell you. When it's his turn to talk. It's not his turn to talk yet.
He's not holding the stick.
The stick of truth. No, honestly though, this has got a really nice look to it, and I actually brought this question up when we actually watched the trailer. Are we watching gameplay or are we watching just trailer footage? It's hard to tell because it seems like you may be getting a little bit of both. Who knows, right?
Now,
I don't
one
know.
of the things I will say with Obsidian is that a lot of times, and I'll just tell you that from the Outer World stuff, a lot of times their gameplay
Is the same.
looks almost identical to the trailer.
Perfect. Now,
Because Outer Worlds was the exact same way, dude. Like the way the world looks, how it is when you're shooting the guns.
Yeah.
What we saw in that trailer it's exactly what it's like with the gameplay.
Hell yeah, I can get behind that. This is all supposed to be multiplayer, is it not?
I believe
I
so.
believe so.
Because
yeah.
it did say feed one of your friends to the spiders.
Which I
Yeah.
thought was so funny.
right. And the little quip they put in there about Cyberpunk
If you
2077.
want to play the best game that's coming out, the biggest game coming out, wait for Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
Like,
that,
that's
that
all-
was
If you want to
cool.
play the smallest game ever, here you go.
Yep, that's awesome. That's awesome.
They completely were able to poke fun at themselves and
Absolutely.
you know what I mean, and be able to go, all right, you know, some 2077, you know what I mean, look, they're going to get a lot of accolades, they're going to get a lot of shit, but you know what I mean, but we want to go ahead and still have our fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's cool to see just because, like I said, it'd be one thing if it was the same company that made both games, but to see one company shout out another like, all right, we're doing what we're doing, but we know you're still you're still the big dog on the block
Yeah.
when you come out. But that was cool to see. But yeah, dude, Grounded it was so original. Like I'd never seen anything like it before. Literally, like you said, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. They're all out in like you got to survive the
backyard.
backyard. You got to survive the backyard. There's a building element that we saw.
Yeah, it looked very Fallout 4, you know what I mean, with like building your
With Battletoads.
yeah, oh god, I love that part.
Yeah, there was
the
a- there was-
Battletoad. That was
yeah.
fucking random as shit.
Yeah, there's a Battletoads toy just laying in the backyard.
So
But it's
good.
actually not that random because the last Xbox thing they talked about bringing back a Battletoads game.
Touche, sir.
Yeah. So I believe that did we have a date on that?
I don't remember.
I didn't see it. Normally, you would see like a release
I thought I
date?
saw something, but I could be wrong.
because
Because the
I know
last
it's-
two, in the last two we talked about, had dates. Which made me go ahead and
right,
think about
exactly.
We do have a release date because we were talking about this like, holy moly, it's in a few days.
it. Oh yeah, that's right.
July 28th. July
Yes,
28th,
that's
2020.
like Tuesday.
Wait, that's yeah, Yeah.
That is one day from everybody hearing this podcast.
yeah.
Yeah, you'll be able to play it. We'll
Fuck yeah.
stream it, we'll watch.
Oh yeah. Ooh. What? No, I just no.
I just got wide-eyed.
Well, no, because what we're going to talk about later on with how Game Pass and XCloud and everything
Touche.
come
Yep.
together with this.
Yeah.
Oh, I am so fucking pumped. All right, what do we have next?
we have the last one from Obsidian, a brand new RPG.
Now, this is the one that we've been hearing about. Obsidian talking about for a while, and it's only a few minute trailer. Obviously, there's nothing on it.
I don't even know it's minutes. It might even only be like a minute.
Yeah, it might only be a minute, but yeah, we're gonna watch. We're gonna get back. It is called Avowed.
So Wes said we were going to watch it when we come back, but what he meant was we were going to watch it and then come back, and that is what we have just done. So we just watched the...
It took you twice as long to say that as it did for me to fuck up my words.
Yes.
Yeah, but at least we know what's going on now.
Yes.
Damn it.
So again, this was the last game from... It's a brand new RPG from Obsidian called Avowed, and it looks very... I get mixed feelings. I got some Elder Scrolls vibes from it, and it basically, like, the whole trailer, it's basically like 45 seconds of a cinematic trailer and then like 15 seconds of what I believe would actually be gameplay. You see this arrow shoot through the air while this dude's talking, and whoever shot this arrow is strong as hell because this thing went like
it traveled miles upon miles. Yeah,
right.
Let's talk
And
about
then-
the accuracy, huh?
Right, yeah, it goes right goes right
Sorry.
through a skeleton and then like buries the skeleton into like the Earth's core, for fuck's sake, is what it looks
Yeah.
like. And then basically you see this dude pick up a sword, and then all of a sudden becomes like a battle mage because he's wielding magic in his left hand. He's got a sword in his right hand, and you can
The
hear
sword looks like it was enchanted as well.
the sword did look enchanted. Yep, and you hear what sounds like an enormous creature. In front of you. I think you can see a shadow, right? In
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
But
it starts coming towards you.
but that's really all that they give you. There's really nothing else to go on. So obviously it's going to be I'm assuming it's going to be a game kind of sort of like the Elder Scrolls. I mean, that from that time period, that style, that I don't know if necessarily like hack and slash with magic. I don't know.
I
but
feel like it might be along those lines. It looked pretty cool. Yeah, dude, that Doctor Strange, that purple way he was like wielding his hand, kind of like going backwards in time
Yeah.
type shit. That looked pretty badass.
sure did.
But I fully expect this game to be a holiday 2021 type of thing.
Yeah, we need a lot more information. This is right up there with like Starfield
Yes.
and stuff like that, where we haven't got anything on Starfield yet, so this thing's already got a leg up. But
yeah, we actually got something from this as opposed like Starfield. We've been waiting for
Yeah.
fucking like 2 years.
But I always love when a whole brand new saga comes out. So I'm ready for it.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I think so.
So the next one we have is As Dusk Falls.
So as Dusk Falls, we're actually going to go to Xbox's website because they didn't give us a lot to go off of. It's another. Well, it looks to us like a Telltale style game. It looks comic book ish.
Yeah,
I guess you would say.
it has that comic book cell shaded style of drawing.
And they don't. They kind of they don't really describe the story. It's kind of just someone narrating this thing, but they don't give you a lot. So we went to Xbox's website to get a little more. And it says 1 town, 2 families, 3 decades of secrets. As Dusk Falls is an original interactive drama from Interior Night that explores the entangled lives of 2 families across 30 years in small town Arizona. Starting with a robbery gone wrong in 1999, the choices you make will have a powerful impact on characters' lives in this epic story of betrayal, sacrifice, and resilience.
Oh, so it says story.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it may be something that might not actually be episodic. We don't know. It might just be,
I hope not.
I guess, something that is maybe like a few hours long.
That would be something pretty cool for that style of game because normally that style of game is episodic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that really they don't give you much. So
Yeah, I know.
really outside of the art style, which looked pretty cool and it looked interesting, I can't imagine how that ends up being one of those games that's $60. I don't think it would be. Probably not, but we will give more information as we get more information.
Yep.
But next is a game that, ever since I saw it, blew me the hell away. And that is Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice.
Yeah.
And we're going to watch that now, and then we'll get back to you.
So with Hellblade, they went ahead and talked about... sorry. They talked about how it's going to be on the Unreal 5 engine. And that basically to stay tuned for... more updates about the game. They really don't have much else that they gave us. I know with the 4-hour Xbox whole thing they had, like a 2-hour preview, they showed you a trailer of the game, which looked pretty insane. Like you have the main character. I mean, she's all like chanting some crazy ass shit, and she has all the fucking face paint on, and
The graphics are insane,
the
too.
graphics look amazing. And the game is based in Iceland, which is probably one of the most beautiful places ever to go ahead and try to do. Yeah, go ahead and try to do a game. So, like, they were showing some of the scouting drone videos of just looking around, and it looked remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
So the next one that we had, like once again, like we said, we don't have much on that one. So the next one that we do have is Psychonauts 2.
Yeah, right.
So I hope that everybody had their PCP ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong, man.
Psychonauts 2 was fucking insane.
Straight 2.5-minute drug trip is what it seemed like.
So the little light that you
stuff
saw, hanging out behind the main character was voiced by Jack Black. And the main thing you saw in the video, or in the little trailer, was basically just a music video. That's all it was.
Yeah.
I mean, it was him singing the song, and then, you just saw... It looked like you actually had gameplay from the game.
Yeah, it actually looked like the entire trailer was gameplay.
It looked very, like Spyro type. You mean that like behind but overhead type look?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I know what you're talking about. Like camera angle wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, game looks trippy as fuck. I mean, you got just huge-eyed, one-eye, single-eyed people and
Lots of platforming. It
lots
looks like.
of platforming. You're playing a weird-ass green violin. You're randomly in front of a huge crowd of people.
I mean, Psycho is part of the title, so I mean, very perfectly described.
I mean, if you think about it, though, when they first showed the trailer, and the dude opens up and cracks open the brain and says, "I haven't visited you in a while,
yeah,
and I hope you're up for visitors," and he drops in a little ass door. I'm like, well, all right then, here we go.
And then, apparently, when you throw the goggles on,
Yeah,
you trip the fuck out.
that's just crazy.
straight shroom goggles.
You're wrong,
But
man.
that was Psychonauts 2. And then the thing that comes right after that is basically just a DLC for Destiny 2. It's Destiny 2 Beyond Light.
Yes.
And now I have not played... Well, no, sorry. I played 30 minutes of the first Destiny, so I don't have a whole wealth of knowledge to go on. But I believe you played Destiny 2, correct?
I played Destiny 2 for an extended period of time until the DLC started coming out. Because when you want to go ahead and do strikes, if you don't have the DLCs, all the bought DLCs, they won't let you jump in the strikes anymore. Or at least that's what it was when I was playing, and it was something that pissed me off so much that I stopped playing those games. But apparently with Game Pass right now, because Destiny 2 is actually coming to Game Pass, and all the DLCs are going to be a part of it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's sick.
So yeah, it's just a brand new DLC that's going to be coming for the game. Not entirely sure when. I don't think they said. I know it was delayed. I think it was delayed till some point in November.
Well, either way, that's Destiny 2 Beyond Light, and now we're moving into the creepy Stalker 2.
Yep.
So Stalker 2, the opening shot we get, I believe, is of that Ferris wheel, right?
Yep.
It's like an old rusted up Ferris wheel, and Anthony knew right away that it looked like it was a straight Chernobyl setting.
Yeah.
Which he ended up being right, 100%. Stalker 2 is a blend of a first-person shooter, immersive sim, and horror with a really thick atmosphere, and it's one of the biggest open worlds to date, and it's yours to explore, along with an epic branching story with multiple endings, which we always love, because that adds replay value.
That sounds
yeah.
so awesome, but why didn't they just give us a little helping of that information during the actual trailer?
He's got a point. What I'm reading now is actually off of Stalker 2's official website, because they don't give you any of this during the trailer. You're just watching the trailer, you're getting on this. So all this information we actually had to look up. So yeah, they could have definitely told us something. It is an open world game. Again, the biggest, most seamless open world to date, and the game will feature an epic, non-linear story where your choices will influence both short-term consequences and global outcomes, which are the types of games that we love.
It sounds awesome.
We love when your games, or when your choices actually matter. And again, like I said, the fact that there's different endings, just,
Hearing something like that kind
Adds
of
to
made me
replay
feel like Fallout 3. Like Megaton.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. Choice at the
the
beginning of
immediate
the game.
choice.
Yeah,
And
choice
the-
at the
and the-
beginning
and the-
affects the end.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the different endings. And we had 4 different endings for Fallout 4
Yeah.
that you
Yep.
could do, I believe. So yeah, it's always nice, because we're paying $60 for games, and who knows where they're going to go from here. So the more replay value you get, the better. If you feel like you can literally,
Yeah.
No,
No, you're
Absolutely.
you're getting your money's worth.
I mean, especially if you get like an achievement or something like that for going throughout the entire world. You know what I'm saying? Then that's a lot of walking. That's a lot of fucking walking.
That is a lot of walking. But that is Stalker 2, and what follows up Stalker 2 is Warhammer 40,000 Dark Tide.
All right, so Warhammer 40,000 Darktide is just once again another trailer. Well, I know, Anthony. We'll discuss this when we're done with the whole thing. Looks like you're down in this abandoned subway station, and you're looking around trying to find out like how bad the horde is down there. Looks like some type of mutant zombie horde or something along those lines.
It's definitely what it looked like.
Yeah. So, that's the thing, because when you actually see all of them, you're only seeing them with flashlights and shit. It's just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, once you turn this corner or whatever, and you look and your flashlight hits them, you just see what looks like hundreds
Yes.
of zombies or whatever these are.
If you want really quick, this is directly from Fat Shark's website. It says, we're sticking with what we know. A co-op game first and foremost, with the same type melee combat that not only we are proud of, but also that we're known for. However, we'll be giving the range combat more complexity of its own to really bring it up to par with hands-on stuff.
Sick.
Hands-on stuff.
Hands-on stuff.
Now, the funniest thing that I found in that entire fucking trailer was you saw the horde, you saw the 4 guys getting ready. Everybody's like charging their guns and everything else, and you see the dude with the chainsaw sword. It's like, what the fuck are you gonna do?
Hey, man. Chainsaws are legit in zombie stuff.
To touch base on the 4s, it is co-op up to 4.
Oh,
Yeah,
Sick.
it says 4-player experience that encourages you to work with your friends, or maybe even a few new friends that you just haven't met yet.
I love
Cool.
that co-op is making like a huge resurgence. I want couch co-op to make more of a resurgence,
yeah, I know you do.
but I just enjoy the fact that like almost a lot of things are becoming more and more co-op.
Yeah, no, you're right.
But yeah, that nothing that they give you a whole lot on. Like,
No, all they said was 2021 was gonna be the release,
okay,
and that's all you had on that. So the next one was something that I was caught off guard when I first saw it, just because it looked like a bunch of people just kind of just hanging out, just talking about their experiences with the game, and then you realize that it's a Tetris game.
Yeah, it's called Tetris Effect Connected, which what we gather from it is that it is an online multiplayer Tetris.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm guessing like a battle style.
Well, and it looked like it had different versions. So it looked like, I mean, either you had your own box that you were doing your Tetris in, as I mean, going against other ones, or you put them all together and you're all battling each other within the same Tetris board. That probably was one of the cooler things I saw. Was, I mean, actually going ahead and melding all of that together.
Yeah, definitely something that I wasn't expecting, mainly because I haven't played or seen a Tetris game since Super Nintendo. I thought
Netris.
Excuse me. I thought Tetris was Nintendo.
Man's got to clear his throat just to say Tetris.
I was just going to say that.
But yeah, they don't. If you've seen a Tetris game, you've seen one, you've seen them all. Just imagine this multiplayer. I don't know how they're gonna do it. Like I said, I don't know if I'm assuming there's a battle type situation where you're going against someone else.
That's what it looked like.
Maybe there's a mode where you actually are all in one, and you have to like help each other get to the finish. I don't know.
I guess we'll see.
We will have to see, but that is all that they had on Tetris Effect Connected. And that moves us right into the Gunk. Now, with the Gunk, albeit it was quite short, we were never more happy to actually see some gameplay because we got some.
Right.
And what we got from the Gunk was, it's another one of those games that I really enjoy, and we were talking about it. Anthony and I were talking about it when we watched this the day that it came out, was those games where you're so small in comparison to like everything that you're going against, and the premise seems to be you take control of this girl that has like a vacuum arm, it looks like, right?
Yeah.
Or, I don't know if it was a gun or if it was actually a part of her.
My guess would be that it's like an attachment. You know what I mean? It's not actually her arm or her hand.
Yeah,
but
and it literally looks like her job on whatever planet she's on is to basically vacuum up this gunk that's taking over the world to restore it to its
Rightful
original
way.
beauty.
Yeah,
is what it seems like. It looks like there's some creatures, some baddies to deal with, a lot of problem solving.
The game is about two friends who run a small scavenging outfit together, and who travel from one space rock to another in search for resources they can harvest and sell. One day they land on a planet that looks dead from a distance. Turns out to be unlike any other they've set foot on. A slimy parasite, or the gunk, covers the vast areas and seems to corrupt otherwise vibrant nature and wildlife. It's clear they must fight this gunk to understand what's happened and to save the dying planet. But this also creates a rift between them. On one hand, the planet will die if we do not rid the planet of the gunk. On the other, we've got problems of our own, and surely this isn't our fight to begin with.
So the gunk sounds like it's like like the blight.
So hold on a second, because you said that there are harvesters, that they go from planet to planet looking for resources and stuff like that. So they get to this planet and they're basically restoring it, but they're not harvesting the stuff off of it?
Well, see, all right, so the way it sounds from what Anthony said was that if they let the gunk do what it does, the planet's going to die, and then I guess they could just harvest it.
Correct.
But if they actually try to save the planet, which is obviously completely not in their wheelhouse,
it takes away from
them doing what they have to do to try to go ahead and survive. You know what I'm saying?
That's pretty dope. And I did not get from that trailer that there were two people involved. That's why as soon as you
said,
I
did.
Yeah, the
I did in the beginning.
The chick on the beginning on the
I thought
on
it
the
was
other end of
for
the
some
microphone.
reason. Oh shit, touche.
But here's my thing. I'm gonna interject here. Yes, it's part of our job to do this research and stuff like that. But to help the consumer out,
why can't they just give us this information?
just a little bit, a little bit of information. You don't even got to tell me, like, you don't have to go into depth like we just did. By the way, that was on Xbox website. Just so people know.
Cite it.
Yeah, and the thing is like, I get that this is launch and you're showing trailer after trailer and gameplay here and there and stuff like that, but to help the consumer out that may not go a little more in depth like we do, you got to give them some information, because they're not going to know what your game is about, and if they don't know what your game is about, they're never going to purchase it.
And this goes on all spectrum. This goes Sony, Microsoft,
anybody.
Nintendo.
Yeah, this
anybody.
isn't just for Microsoft right now.
They do this shit all the time. The Sony event. There were a handful of the trailers. All we got was a trailer. We got nothing else. We didn't know shit.
Exactly. So
yeah.
So this is, if you're
Nintendo's probably the best one that that actually goes ahead and talks about
and
it.
That's what I've heard.
And then they. Then they go ahead and do their snap,
So
and
this
it goes
is
into
my
it.
little bit of advice. If you're a game studio and you get to hear this podcast, please just do that. Add a little bit of information for your consumers, because then they're going to be cognizant of what the game is about, and then guess what? They're more likely to purchase your product.
I mean, because like
it's that simple.
I mean, I thought the game looked pretty cool, and then going ahead and actually hearing the synopsis,
Right, and that's
you
the
know
thing.
what
I
mean?
knew nothing about the game until I read what I just read to you guys, and now I'm actually interested in buying the game.
Yeah. Like I was interested in how it looked, but now having what it is matched with what I was seeing, I was like, now I'm really interested in getting
And
it.
it kind of makes a little bit of sense now.
Yeah,
Yes, absolutely.
It's one of those things, and maybe some people, I'm sure some people don't care, but me, for like personal preference, like
Right.
if all you have is a cinematic trailer and nothing really to go off of, just don't
Right.
show it yet.
Yeah, just
I know
hold
you
it
want.
back.
I know you want to get people excited, and you want to get, you want people to know what you're working on and stuff like that. But
But people like
or
information.
or just don't drop it in. You mean in something that has such. You mean that everybody is waiting. So like everybody's waiting for this Xbox game show. Everyone was waiting to go ahead and see what was on it.
yeah, you could pick
You could have picked a different point to go ahead and actually say, "Yo, check out
Yeah.
this trailer." You know what I mean? And instead of going ahead, because once again, and we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
We expected much more gameplay out of this entire thing, and we got. What we got was maybe 20%.
Yeah, and we'll leave it at that because we're definitely gonna.
Yeah.
I'm gonna freak the heck out, but we'll talk
But
about that in a little bit.
But that was the gunk, and
And the next one is one of those ones that I know these two
I'm excited.
are very excited for. Me, with what I do on my Fridays, I am not excited for.
I'm super
but it looks
excited.
goddamn cool, and it is The Medium. All right, so The Medium was
The medium.
that shit was fucking that shit was insane, dude.
The medium.
So the craziest thing about that whole game is the simple fact that you can simultaneously be in either the world of the living or the world of the dead. That's basically the way I'm putting it.
when
Well,
I
then
first saw
well,
the trailer, I was like, Silent Hill.
Well, mediums communicate for the dead, right?
Yes.
That's what they do.
Yeah, but I mean, they just communicate. I mean, they don't actually walk in that world. I mean, this
Okay.
chick actually fucking walks in that world. Like, there was one part of the trailer that she sees this wall, but if she's on the way, on the side of the dead, that wall's not there, and she's able to get past that spot.
Yeah.
So it looks like one of those games to where you traverse in between each world in order to go ahead and continue in the story.
And the puzzles, that's like where the puzzle factor comes in, I guess.
Yep.
Pretty dope. And the graphics look great.
The graphics look incredible.
You look good.
Yeah. It was one of those ones that didn't fall off too much from when we saw, because if you watch the original Xbox gameplay reveal, quote unquote gameplay reveal, you saw the cinematic trailer for that, which blew us, like, it actually hurt us to watch.
Yeah, that
It was very graphic.
we're gonna have Anthony watch that later on, and
Hell yeah.
yeah. Oh no, it makes you feel a sort of way when you watch.
A
You're
little
like,
uncomfortable.
You're like,
Whoa.
that's that. I wasn't expecting that.
You're like, that's not cool.
Fair enough.
Nah.
That's not cool at all.
Nah, but I don't think we have a release on that. I believe that one is another 2021 game.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
But yeah, dude, that one I know you guys are super stoked to go ahead and
I'm
actually
all
play.
about the creepy horror genre, so
And I am not.
I'm in it to win it. I am not. But moving on from the medium to something a lot more bright and colorful and not so horrific, by Sega, which I haven't seen in so long, is
So to
Oh, shit.
piggyback
Hold
really
on.
quick off of the
Sorry,
medium,
sir.
the initial
Go ahead.
it says the initial release date is December 2020.
Shit, and there's
Wow.
there's nothing about a delay.
a delay or anything.
Fuck,
Wow.
let's go.
All right.
Yeah, I
That
mean, I
shit.
don't-
Yo, that could be a straight up launch with the console.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
It could be.
All right,
But
so let's get to that Sega.
nice.
Sorry.
And that
Nothing
is
like Sonic.
Yeah.
it's funny. You see Sega, and we all think the same thing. We go, oh, they're coming out with Sonic.
That's the first thing I
Sega's-
think we both said.
Sega's probably got to be so pissed. They're like, dude, we do more. Like, seriously.
They also
We do
understand.
other things.
They also understand that
How popular
Sonic
it
is. He is the iconic figurehead of the
It's the
system.
yeah.
truth.
But this is Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis.
All right, so Phantasy Star Online 2, it looks fucking incredible. It's looks like it's one of those. What you got?
Just fun.
Yeah.
Just fun.
I mean, with the trailer, we saw. The one character just running around with this huge ass sword. This blue energy sword that looked fucking badass as shit. It's one of those games that looks like you can continuously do combos upon combo.
Yeah.
And you can also go ahead and put the sword away, grab a gun, and shoot at the targets. Literally just looks like it's basically just battling these huge monsters.
With your friends, and my dumbass actually asked during the trailer, "Is this shit online multiplayer?" And it's in the fucking name. Oh,
Fantasy Star Online. Are you guys online or no?
that's exactly what I was like.
You weren't clear enough.
I was like,
The man who's so mad that people aren't giving enough information. They give you everything you need to know in the title, and you're still asking questions.
"You're not wrong. This time around, you're not wrong, man." It was terrible.
That is a console launch. We do know that. So
Yeah.
when the Series X comes out, that's going to drop with it. And I'm excited for that one, man. I feel like that one's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it looks outside the norm, which is nice.
And I believe one of y'all said that it was also originally a PC
No,
run game.
no.
Oh no, that was the next one.
Yep.
Got it. Fuck that up.
It's funny when you see the game. Even if they didn't tell you, you would immediately think Sega.
Yeah.
It just has that Sega like Dreamcast look, but a little more modern.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Cleaner.
I mean, it also had that Bandai look. You know what I mean? Kind of like that, like Astral Chain type of look. Astral Chain with that. I still need to play the game. That game looks like so much fun.
Yeah.
So the next one we're super excited to talk about, and that is Crossfire X.
All right, so we just got done checking out the trailer again for Crossfire X. Absolutely pumped. This thing looks amazing. This is like a mix for me between like Call of Duty. It looks like I'm actually at a loss for words.
I actually, when you see some of the like the slow-mo parts you saw, it gave me if you ever played Fear,
Yes.
it gave me like a Fear vibe because they had
You made me
that
play that
kinda
actually.
yeah, I don't know if I had you play the first one or the second one.
I think it
It's
was the
not
second
like
one.
creepy like that or anything.
No,
It's
I
just
get that.
Like the slow-mo style made me fear that, but it was like Fear, Call of Duty, I mean that's really all I can really.
Yeah, I
Gain
would.
from it.
Yeah, first thing I was thinking was Call of Duty. It looks like it might give you essentially the campaign that you've always wanted.
Yeah.
Because Call of Duty campaigns have always been short. They've been good,
But
but they're short.
How about that suit?
Yeah. So I made the comment about the suit that it looked like a Deadshot from DC, and I felt like I was pretty on point.
Yeah, hell yeah, absolutely.
Just got to paint it white and black.
Yeah, it was just an all black.
So, a little bit more in depth on the game that I didn't know about any of this, but it says this is information that I got directly from Xbox.com. It says it's a legendary PC franchise that comes to the Xbox at a fast pace, first-person shooter offering a variety of exhilarating multiplayer experiences and cinematic campaign that explores the global conflict between the world's two most formidable private military factions. Now, it seems like the factions here is the Global Risk and the Blacklist Mercenaries.
Ooh.
Yeah. Across a variety of classic and innovative multiplayer modes accessible to players of all skill levels and interests.
There you go.
I mean, I'm intrigued already. So
Now, so one of the real cool things that with Xbox now, you know what I mean, since you don't really have exclusives anymore with Xbox, with Microsoft, because it's also PC, you know what I mean? But now you're getting what were PC games coming to the consoles.
Yeah.
Because you weren't necessarily getting that much before.
Right.
But with a game like this, it makes a lot of sense to go ahead and move it to console.
agreed. Did you have something to say about the multiplayer versus the actual story mode, or no? Isn't the multiplayer only through?
Yeah. So with everything that's going on with Game Pass and such, the multiplayer is the only thing you're going to be able to mess with in Game Pass for this game. If you want to go ahead and play like the online or the regular campaign, then you need to have the game, either digital or hard copy. But with Game Pass, you can go ahead and actually play the multiplayer. So so basically, it turned it into like a COD, like what's that, Warzone?
Yes.
Yeah, basically turned it into that type of thing. So
If you don't have anything else on that, man, we got one thing to wrap
we
this
have
bad boy
one
up.
thing left that I know these guys both lost their fucking minds on.
I don't know. I don't care if I'm speaking for the masses, but for 2/3 of this room right now,
You're speaking for the 2/3 of this room.
we are super excited, and that is Fable.
Yeah. Because as of what I remember, after they finished Fable 3, they did like this janky ass Fable that came out for the Kinect.
Yeah, where you like
Where
create
you
your
create
own.
your own thing and Joni thing with your hands, and you're like, huh? Anyway,
It wasn't a real Fable game.
it wasn't a real Fable game. So supposedly after Fable 3, there was actually never going to be another Fable. That's what I gathered when I originally, figured all that kind of stuff out. And here we are with Fable 4.
Now, we're not 100% sure if this is legitimately Fable 4 because it may just be like a new start for the franchise,
Which is okay.
which is 100% fine, but just hearing that there's going to be another Fable game
Something else within the Fable world.
within the Fable universe that's like, and if this is supposed to be the start of a new, like there will be more, I'm even more excited because it's probably the first RPG I ever fell in love with.
Okay.
There was so
I can second that for sure.
There were so many elements to it. It was like bright and vibrant. The combat system was fun. It was the very first game I ever played with the Paragon system, where
Okay.
you do good things. Your
Yeah.
dude ends up looking like a freaking angel. You do bad shit. You start growing devil horns, and people don't want to come near you.
Oh yeah,
and stuff like
and
that.
we talked about that on the controversial endings episode.
Of the one
Fable
of
2.
them. Yep.
Yeah.
It was so good, though.
But there's not much to go off of yet. It was literally just a teaser.
Yeah,
but
a teaser trailer.
That was a hell of a tease.
Yeah,
that was a hell of a tease.
what we said earlier in this cast was that there had to be that one game, right? There was going to be. We talked about how there was going to be that one game that would transition us back to the Xbox.
That's it for me.
That was literally the game for me. I could care less about anything else that comes out, but that Fable game right there is exactly what I was waiting for. Just like you said the other day.
Yeah, because there's definitely other games I've seen here that I will 100% get
Absolutely.
for the Series X. But the fact that, and did they not say that was going to be a console launch or no?
That no, I don't
didn't?
think it's going to be a console launch. It
Okay.
says.
No. All right, never mind. That's fine.
I want to say that it's definitely. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be 2021.
But that's a game that there's no way I'm not going to play. So now I have to have the
Yeah.
Series X. But there was other stuff shown that I will absolutely purchase. But Fable, I'm just ready to roll.
Yep.
All right, so let's go ahead. Let's give the. Wait, you all right?
Yep, you good.
Let's give the final grades.
Do you want to go first? You can lead it off. Do you want me to lead it off while you think?
I'm ready to go.
no.
I don't really care. You're talking about
I know
for the
exactly.
overall thing.
Yeah, I know exactly what I want. Look, overall, I give like a C minus.
Damn, you're a little more harsh than me this time.
Look,
No, because that's exactly
It's-
what I was gonna say.
we only got, like I said earlier, we only got like maybe 20% gameplay out of the entire thing. Most of it was trailers, and like Anthony pointed out, I didn't even think about it before, but the more you pointed out, the more I thought about it, and the more you're right. You know what I mean? We had no information on the last third of the games at all.
Now here's the thing.
Touché.
I'm right there with Wes on the grade. Definitely a C minus. And here it is. The fact of the matter is yes, it's partially our job to get you your information because obviously,
didn't
these
give it to
game
us.
studios, not so much game studios, but a lot of times you see that no. Fuck it. Game studios don't want to give you the information that you need to know to actually be interested in their games, and you have to wait until it releases. And some Joe Schmo is like, "Hey, I'm going to spend $60 now, and hopefully it's a good game."
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've done that. You shouldn't have to do that as a consumer. If I'm coming in blind, I want to know what the hell I'm getting involved with.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
And that's what these types of things are supposed to be. You know what I mean? These showcases, these Ubisoft Forward type things. Like, that's
Exactly.
what they're supposed to give us the information to go ahead and say, "Fuck, I want that."
Exactly. Now that's
Yeah.
why I can respect the whole Fable thing at the very end. It was literally just a teaser. It had no gameplay. It had no actual trailer. But it literally just told you what it was. Fable. Cool. I kind of know what to expect, but not so much because if it's new or if it's old, we'll figure
Or
it
if it's
out.
an MMO world, it's completely
Right.
different.
We'll
Yeah.
have more information as it comes out. But when you have games that release full trailers of their game with no gameplay or partial gameplay and give you no information on what to expect from the game, that's where
That's where some of these fall short.
It's
Yeah,
it's
that's where-
frustrating because you feel like you're being. It's like I said, if you're just gonna do a teaser trailer, just do a teaser trailer. If you're gonna don't give half information. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Don't make us have to do even more work.
Well, no, I don't mind the work. Like I told you guys before, the work's not the problem because that's what we do. That's,
love
that's our
research
job.
on this shit.
But what I'm
It's
saying
our
is,
job
but I'm,
to bring.
but I'm saying, say we didn't do this.
Well, that's fine.
Like I don't want to
Somebody
have.
else might, but they're not us.
Like if
Just
I'm gonna dedicate 60 minutes to watch your stream, I don't want to then have to do 60 minutes of research afterwards
Well-
when you could have just told me.
Yeah.
So that was part of this podcast when we first started, boys. Remember?
Yeah.
We now get to bring the information to the people, which is a great thing.
Okay, shit. Then stop giving information. Keep it the way it is. Let us do it.
No, like well,
Let's do
that's
the
kind of what I was saying earlier. I don't mind giving out the information. I don't mind doing. That's part of our job. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to help
Yeah.
the consumer because obviously they don't want to help the consumer. So you know what? That gives us an
We're
opportunity to help the consumer ourselves.
I would just like a little bit more information.
100%
That's
agree
it.
with you.
That's it.
100%
Yeah.
agree.
So that's
with you.
why my overall is probably a C minus.
That's
And
that's
Anthony
exactly,
runs about the
same as you, Wes.
All right. What do you think?
I'm gonna give it a C plus mainly because
Nice guy over here.
Half a grade higher, and he's going to go ahead
And he's bashing us like,
and he's
"Oh, you
degrading
got-"
us.
I didn't bash you. I just said you're harsh, more harsh than I was this
All right,
time.
tiny hands. Let's hear why.
Come on, Whopper.
Jesus Christ. But it's also personal preference. I'm giving them a C plus. One, Fable helps because you gave me something that I really wanted that I didn't know I was getting.
Wait, that's it? Seriously?
So no, that's not it.
I'm gonna have my daughter draw you a
No.
thing. It says Fable and be like, "Here,
No.
what's
no.
her grade?"
No, because
C plus.
your daughter can't make a game. So no.
Fair.
But
You didn't know that?
got me excited, and they're not allowed to get anything above a C plus simply because they did the same shit again, where they built this big thing up to be a gameplay trailer, and we didn't get as much gameplay as we should have gotten.
You're right.
He's on the same page as us. He's just giving it a plus.
Like I said, half a grade higher.
Dude, Fable might have earned it the plus. It might have.
Okay, that's fair.
But
That's fine.
But there was also other things like other teasers that got me excited. Like what I had originally thought that this was going to be was the gameplay for the games that we had already seen when you and I did the last one.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
I thought that's
we got games in here that we never saw before.
no. So like that's what
Even
I thought.
trailers. You mean that we never saw?
See,
like,
but they shouldn't have done that shit.
Like
Yeah.
Avowed,
So-
Everwild. Tell me why. You mean the Outer Worlds DLC, Grounded, As Dusk Falls,
And that's when you
Stalker
take-
2,
They're getting-
Warhammer
yeah.
40,000.
So
Like, dude,
basically
all
it
that
was a
stuff we
whole-
never got.
So, but basically, what you're saying is it was exactly the same as last time, but with some gameplay.
No. What we're saying out of this, the medium
Was
is
the only one.
Is the only game that we
Yes.
got a gameplay trailer of the last time.
So-
a cinematic trailer of the
Right.
last time.
But were any of these games previously on the last one?
no.
So what I'm
Besides the medium, no.
right. So what I'm
No.
saying is they basically did the same fucking thing they did last
Oh,
time, but
yeah.
all they did was give you some gameplay of the newer games.
Yeah.
And they released a whole
Yeah.
bunch of trailers of more new games, but nobody
Yeah.
has any information. on
Yeah,
it.
basically.
Gotcha.
But like I said, so you can't get higher than the C plus for me because again, you said we were getting gameplay and didn't get much.
Right, so
But
within
some of the
Xbox
stuff we
fashion.
got, I really enjoyed. I'm excited about Avowed, knowing that that's a whole
Yep.
brand new
Yes.
RPG.
That's gonna
I'm
be cool.
really excited about Everwild.
Yes.
Fable, we don't know much on yet, but I'm excited. The Medium is one of the games that I wanted to get some gameplay on, and I got it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, we definitely got a good look at the
So,
medium.
That looked
but
good.
but like I said, you're capped at a C plus because you didn't learn from your mistake the first time,
Yeah.
and
Or-
people are already talking about it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But I mean, yeah. So it's a C plus. They can, but third time's the charm. Hopefully, because they did say that there will be another gameplay reveal event or whatever coming soon or coming in the future. So
Look,
hopefully they give
hopefully-
us a little more.
Hopefully from this and from the PS5 gameplay that we're going, or their thing they're going to be doing an event they're doing later on, I think in August. Hopefully we go ahead and get. Once again, I want two things, and it's the same things that everybody else wants. I want a release date, and I want a fucking price. Simple.
Yeah, I mean, that's-
I already know what the shit's going to look like. We've already talked about it. We've already seen what these. What the gameplay for most of these games is supposed to look like on these new engines.
Yeah.
Fine. Or early with the new systems with the Unreal 5. Fine. Now, give me what I need so that way I can. So that way I can put my ducks in a row to go ahead and buy them, because I'm buying both of them eventually. I just want to know which one. Which one I'm handling.
Put the blame equally on both companies because
100%.
neither one wants to beat. One wants to wait for the other one to jump, and then they want to go. Because if they have a certain price point they're looking at, and they don't realize and they see that the other one's coming in way under what they thought it was going to come at, then they got to reevaluate everything that they want to
And
fucking
say,
do.
is this really what we want to do right now? Should we go ahead and? Because look,
So each
I-
one's waiting for the other one to jump.
I fully expected on this.
hate selfish ass companies because honestly, all it is right now, I get it. You're producing a product for the consumer, and I understand that it's going to cost X amount of dollars to get it out there to the consumer. But the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, it only is money. And guess what, buddy? When you die, you can't take your fucking money with you anyway. So why don't you give us a product that's great for the consumer and good for you, and stop thinking about you and think about us.
I fully expected with this whole showcase to go ahead and at least get Project Lockhart. You know what I mean? The
oh yeah.
I mean the essentially the dumbed down version of the Series X.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
I know what you're talking about.
I mean, I was at least expecting that, and for them to go ahead and say, okay,
X amount of dollars for
this is $250, whatever. Then
perfect, because then you have a base and you have a working point of
and
what
then you can go,
look
okay,
at.
because a lot of stuff with Lockhart is half the capacity of what Series X is supposed to be.
Yeah, but the reason I didn't expect that is because we didn't get that from Sony either. They showed us our two systems, but we got no prices on them.
Yeah, but see,
Again,
Sony's different though, because Sony showed us a all digital and a hard copy version. They didn't show us one that has half the capacity of the 5.
Yeah. Touche.
I mean, they didn't show us a 4.5. I mean, they showed us the 5 and then the 5 all digital.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I'm saying?
it doesn't surprise me though. When you're a company, you're in the business of making money. It's
I
not their
know.
job to look out for us. If we opened any fucking business with our mindset, we'd never make any fucking money, and we'd be closed. So
Or we'd always be out of the product that we have. There's a difference.
Yeah,
There's a
Look,
big
I said
difference.
I
It's
said
all
it
about
before
making
with
money.
Alex from Spaghetti Policy. I told him, I'm like, look, I mean, these companies know that they have all of us by the fucking balls. You
Yeah,
mean,
you're not wrong, dude.
they know that, you know what I mean, this is the time where all of us are waiting. We're all sitting on the edge of our seats, fucking waiting for this shit, and that's why they're going ahead and just, you know what I mean, just slightly, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
towing
I
us
know.
along.
neither one just wants to be the real asshole because, like I said, they know. And here's another thing: like, if you want a game console, they know if you want it, you're going to pay $700. If they make it $700 and that's the one you want, you're going to get it. It may take time, but you're going to get it. But if you are originally thinking that's what your price point's going to be, say you're one of them, say you're Sony, and then Xbox shocks everyone, and they're like, "Oh, it's going to be $499." It's like, okay, well, hold the fuck up.
Yeah.
We can't sell ours for $700 now.
Yeah.
There's no way we're gonna.
Now,
That's when-
but when it
that's
comes
gonna
I mean, both of these ones that we've had, I mean, the showcases have shown us basically, if you are already in each camp, you already know what you're doing anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think it. Well,
None of
That's why I like Nintendo. They're so cheap.
I don't know because then another
And they
reason.
think about the consumer.
Like I actually, even with them giving us half information, which is what a lot of these companies, it's Sony, they're all guilty of doing it.
Yeah.
Had they given us more gameplay, I actually would have given them a pretty good grade because I got out of this exactly
Look, that was
what I
one of the
wanted.
things I said.
Well, I would have gotten exactly what I wanted because remember I said the whole point I was looking to this was because I wanted to see exclusives.
Yes.
There wasn't a lot of exclusives in that first one. It was
And
all
look,
things I could get for both. So I was like, I want to see what you're bringing that I can only get with yours.
You
'Cause
also
I don't have PC.
You also have to
so-
understand that. Well,
And
and
they
that's the
gave
thing.
me
I mean, whoever has a PC, you know what I mean, if they want to handle that capacity on their computer, can also have the Xbox games because that's just the way it is now. There are no true exclusives for Microsoft anymore.
Actually, you know what? He's not wrong.
You know what I'm saying?
You had that badass gaming
because
laptop
what
or gaming
I'm
computer.
saying they're exclusive to me
which
because
is the
I don't.
Series X is basically turned into a supercharged fucking
But what
tower.
what I'm saying
Yeah.
is, if you're only console, to you that is an exclusive because I don't have PC. I don't
That's-
play
that's
games
fair.
on PC.
No. I get what
So
you're saying.
I can't play that game on my PlayStation.
No. I get
now,
what you're saying.
one of the things that does kind of equal the playing field with that exclusive thing is what they said about all of these games. Every single one of these games, excluding what they're doing with Crossfire X, because that one is the only the multiplayer.
Yeah.
Every single one of these games, when they come out, they will come out also on the Game Pass.
Yeah.
So if you have Game Pass, then you can go ahead and play these games. Now, I told you guys before, Cloud X, I believe it's going to be in the beginning of September, is going to be part of Game Pass. So I can take any of my games that I have on Game Pass and I can play them on anything. I can play them on my phone. I can play them on my laptop. I can play them on my tablet. That is
pretty dope.
what Cloud X does to go ahead and give you that next level of gaming. they said, okay, the Switch, you can walk around anywhere. Let's do something similar to that. And that's exactly what they did with Cloud X.
Not a terrible idea.
It's not, because when the Switch did that, everybody's like,
Holy shit, this is genius.
I can take this anywhere. I'm on the bus.
I owned a Switch at home, and I knew it was coming out because I was already not in the deployed location, but I was in an area where I was doing training to get to that, right? So I was like, fuck, this just came out. I am now going to go
Switch
buy
Lite.
the Switch Lite because I can take it with me. It's portable compared to the other one, and if it breaks, it's not tons of money out the door.
Yeah.
It's $100 cheaper. Perfect.
But so they're seeing. I'm telling you, Microsoft is seeing that they can't hit the same level of exclusives as PlayStation, which that is PlayStation's thing, dude. Exclusives are a big buy for them, and it's one of the reasons why I enjoy a lot of their games.
Yeah.
So they're saying, okay, we can't do that. Let's see where else we can try to step the game up, and that's where they step the game up with Cloud X.
Yeah.
With going to have and being able to pull these games anywhere.
You got to find your lane and
I believe what they're doing more is that they're seeing these lanes and they're saying,
let's take some of this, and see what we can.
We're making a new lane. You know what I mean? Under construction. Let's go.
Yeah.
So that's I guess that's all we have for the Xbox showcase.
It was loaded.
Yeah.
It was loaded, and
It
we
definitely
had
was.
a lot to say at the end.
It was loaded.
Sorry, there was a lot of cuss words in there, people.
Look, man, I marked these explicit, so
That's
we're
fair.
good.
I do feel kind of bad because like I felt like I attacked Xbox a little bit, and I'm sorry for that. But it's just, and it is just my opinion. But I feel like that opinion that I gave is kind of what I would say about it. Could be 75 or even 80 or 90% of what the consumers feel.
Yeah.
Probably, and to apologize
Look, man,
for
I'm
your
not
opinion
arguing.
anyway.
I'm not arguing with what you said.
Yeah.
And I mean, I am much more of a, Microsoft,
Absolutely.
loyalist. I guess
Yeah,
you can go
that's
ahead and
fair.
put me. But you and I agreed on the same type of shit on this. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? Like,
We also preface everything by saying, like, look, we don't make these games. We don't make the trailers. We don't know what they're told they
We
can
just
and
play
can't
'em.
show.
And that's true. And we do
So-
just play them and give you our outlook on the game. And when this stuff comes up, we give you the news and whatever other information we can find. But
Like, I'm always hoping that when we say some of these things, that there's that one person that actually does this thing. They can be like, "Hey, guys, here, let me tell you why you're an asshole real quick."
but that's okay.
And I'll be like,
because-
"Hey, tell me. I want to know."
exactly. This is the feedback that I want. So I
Yeah.
know I'd be like, hey, guess what we just fucking found out? And he
Yep.
said we could share a little bit of info,
Yeah.
or she said we could share a little bit of info, and boom,
So
here
let's
you
go.
go.
all right. So if that's everything we have there, let's go ahead and jump into news. So, got a handful of stories, and I'm gonna start off with one that it was very unfortunate for me to read. So, this has to do with Ubisoft.
I'm glad that you start like with the bad ones first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is the only bad one that I have. So,
Thank
So,
God.
so Ubisoft is committing to a lot of major changes after what has come out to be a huge fucking sexual harassment scandal.
You know how much of an asshole I feel like after reading all that stuff talking about Ubisoft last week?
Yeah, it's funny because we were actually talking about that before we hit record.
We were, and I feel like an asshole because I'm like, this game could be the best game of the year, and I'm like, oh, fuck me. Don't buy
Meanwhile,
it.
yeah.
But no, I mean, you should buy it if you're going to
Well,
play it.
look, I mean, they've already started putting, things into
place
into
and-
place to go
yeah.
ahead, and because they've moved like 4 or 5 of the major
Yep.
major players in this in the company out.
Yeah, I actually
as long as you're
just reread
rectifying
that.
whatever the fuck this situation is,
And it's funny because
That's the big thing.
Agreed.
I can't remember who was it. It might have been Lamer Gamer. It might have been somebody else. They had a Twitter post about if a company, if a company has a history of sexual harassment or sexual misconduct, would you still buy the games? And they just had a Twitter poll, yes or no. And I broke it down because like I said before, I handle our Twitter account, and I broke it down like it's not that simple.
Yeah, it's not.
Because
how
because
they go
if they
about it.
exactly if they decide to go ahead and start rectifying the situation and saying, yo, what happened before was wrong, we're trying to make it right, and start moving people out that were bad and bringing in people that that are doing the right things, then I have no problem buying from that company.
Right.
But if they don't change anything, then yeah, I can walk away, no problem.
yeah.
yeah, no, super easy. If you like, it can't be one of those things where you like, God for if it's somebody that's got a really important role or something like that, and it looks like you're worried more about your bottom line than doing the right thing. That's where I have a problem. But if you're like, fuck it, you did this, I don't care who you are, you're out.
Yeah.
like,
So the big thing about all this, I mean, a lot of it had to do with the Assassin's Creed games. It was Origins and Odyssey.
Sorry, guys.
And what they were saying is that, like in Origins, the female character was supposed to, I mean, she was supposed to have like a major fucking hardcore role in the game, and they stepped it back a lot because they said, actually, yeah, it was for this game they said that, and then in Odyssey they changed it. Somebody was there saying that, oh, nobody's gonna want to play a game with a female protagonist.
Boss, you can go fuck yourself.
Once that person left, and then they had somebody else jumping in for Odyssey, into which Odyssey still had a whole bunch of its own faults.
Yeah.
But they had somebody else jumping in Odyssey, and they said, nah, bruh, you don't understand. Like, this is what people want.
It absolutely is.
And because Cassandra is an amazing character.
On top of that, like I keep reiterating the same fucking fact is that the voice actor for the male, it's just not there.
Yeah.
It doesn't do it for me. And actually, a lot of what I've seen online and stuff like that, it doesn't do it for a lot of people.
Yeah.
They're like, just pick the female. Trust me, you're going to be so much happier that you did.
I just still don't understand how, and God, I just fucking hope to God it goes away fast, but it still drives me nuts when we get to 2020 and still have people in positions like whatever position this person was in to come in and say that, you know, people aren't going to want to play a game with a female protagonist or a gay protagonist or a black protagonist. It's like, for fuck's sake, can you just make a good game? I don't care who the hell I'm playing as. Seriously.
That was a beautiful Canadian you did there.
Did I really?
For fuck's sake.
For fuck's sake.
For fuck's sake. Sorry.
He's not wrong.
So here's
I guess
here's a
they turn
quote
Canadian when I'm
from the Ubisoft co-founder and CEO. He said, while Ubisoft's current performance and business prospects are stronger than ever, we nonetheless face a very serious challenge following the recent allegations and accusations of misconduct and inappropriate behavior within our group. I am determined to make profound changes in order to improve and strengthen our corporate culture. We already have acted swiftly and firmly, announcing and introducing large-scale initiatives intended to transform our organization. Our overriding aim is to ensure that all Ubisoft employees have a safe and inclusive workspace environment. And, as a leader in our industry, we have to be intransigent in order to create an exemplary culture. Sorry, my reading is horrible. An exemplary culture where everyone feels respected and valued. This is vital to ensure that all talented people who make up Ubisoft feel fulfilled in their jobs. Now, we all know that the gaming world, the developing world, is a harsh fucking reality. You have crunch. I mean, you have just people get treated like shit within that environment to begin with, and then add on top of it, you know what I mean, the sexual harassment, sexual misconduct, and then going ahead and just completely just, you know what I mean, just dehumanizing, you know what I mean, the female characters in these games.
I love everything that was said there outside of that first sentence, because I don't think that needs to be there. I don't think when you're going through something like this, I don't believe you need to open up with what your company's doing great right now.
Exactly.
Just address what your problem is. And that's the only place where I think they fell short.
Well,
I agree with everything else he said. Or whoever.
I agree with you as well, but the fact of the
Said it.
matter is that they said that in the. I'm so glad I'm not the only one that fucking thought that. So thank you for saying that, because I was waiting for him to finish so I can go like this and then say what you just
My
said.
bad.
But on top of that, leave out anything that has to do with corporate. Like I think it was like a couple more sentences down, something about their corporate structure or whatever.
The reason why they
Leave that out.
The reason why they have that in there is
I get
because
that.
3 top executives and the creative director of Assassin's Creed Valhalla are stepping down or being removed. That's the reason why they're talking about from a corporate level down.
That's fine. I get that, but
I, guess
I
they
think
gotta kind of fill you in, I guess.
they and I appreciate that, but that kind of stuff you just leave out. Certain things you need to get away from that whole corporate deal, and you need to talk about your people. It's that simple.
I mean, like I said, I'm fine with everything outside of that first sentence, just because like everybody, like, we already know you're a successful company. We already know the strides y'all make. Like, you're going through some shitty stuff right now.
Yeah, but
just address that. I don't think you need to open up with. I forget what that first sentence was.
Doesn't matter.
But
The
it just
fact that it
necessary,
had to
really.
do a lot of, well, like he just said, with the new Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
The creative director.
But like I said, if they
That
really
is a
move,
top-notch position.
Again, I'm really sorry I talked so highly of this game, guys.
It's there's more than one person that makes these games.
I
and
know.
that person is now gone. Yeah.
Yes.
So you can still talk all about it. If that person was still there, that'd be a fucking problem.
Yeah, I know.
Look,
But
once
the fact
again,
that they're acting as quickly as like we know, especially with how the world is now, with where some crazy things happen, it takes way too long to get
That's-
things done.
It's true.
yes.
This
It's
is
now-
being
Nice
that they're just-
swiftly.
Now, and that's the thing. I mean, the fact that they are, trying to chop the head off of the snake to go ahead and make sure everything else.
Dies with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I only got 3 more stories after that. So we knocked out the shit one.
The,
Good.
the yucky one.
Yeah. So PlayStation is putting in a kiosk. And I can't. It's in the. All right. So here we go. It's in the UK. So it's in retail stores. It's in retail stores. And a lot of people are saying, a lot of people are thinking that it's PS5 related, but Sony themselves, PlayStation spokesperson has said that it has nothing to do with the PS5.
Okay.
So it's just a PlayStation kiosk, and it looks like something that it has a couch. It's got a little like a coffee table thing, and then it has build a box around it that you can put a TV. So it just looks like something you see at Best Buy to go ahead and kind of sit on a couch and maybe check a game out, just kind of hang out, see how it feels.
Is there any kind of 6-foot separation for the whole COVID thing?
I mean, dude, it's entirely in its own thing.
Let me see. Oh, that's
That's pretty
badass.
sweet.
So basically, you could sit down with somebody you know that hopefully doesn't have COVID. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Okay,
And look, man, things in the UK are a little bit different than where they are here. So
that's fair.
Pretty
cool looking though.
yeah.
I can get behind that.
So NHL 21.
I was about to say if you didn't have it, I was going to talk about it.
Yeah. So
right,
the game,
I told you.
Did
so,
you?
so
Yeah.
the game comes out in October. Everybody knows that.
Oh,
well, no,
yeah.
that was part of it. It doesn't always come out in October. They just came out with that.
No, I just said it is coming out in October. That's.
Oh. Well, you
but-
said everybody knows that. I was like, I just found that out.
Okay, fine. Here's the shit part though. There is no next gen of the game coming.
Yeah. Again, the fact that they did the same thing when the Xbox One came out, it really doesn't surprise me. The only thing that makes me nervous is the fact that they were like the only EA game to not show anything at that showcase.
All right, so here's a statement from them. It says, we've had to take major adjustments in developing the game from home. The statement reads, this transition has been very successful, and we're happy to say that the game is on track and feature complete against our original version. We just need a few extra weeks to do some polish, fine tuning, and bug fixing. So, that's why what normally would be a September date moved to October. But I'm a little mad about about it not being next. Them having like a next gen version. Like the smart delivery type of stuff and everything else like that.
I the following year they'll have it for the next gen. Let's just hope. Well, one, let's hope they do, and two, I'd also hopefully this game, and I think Andy and I talked about this. Let's hope this game isn't something they just threw together.
Yeah.
I'd be more than happy to purchase it for the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One, and hopefully it's still something that is enjoyable to play. Still has a lot of the characteristics of the previous game, but with new additions incorporated into the game. So it's just again, it's one of those. I hope it's not just thrown together.
Yeah.
That's all.
And it sounds like it's not. It sounds like they've actually kind of been
Right.
doing their due diligence. And once again, dude, with everything happening with COVID and these people having to work from home,
Yeah.
they're doing what they can with what they have.
Exactly.
Let's see. Last story I have is from Insomniac, and they're talking about the Spider-Man Miles Morales game.
Mm-hmm.
And there is an optional performance mode that is enabling the 4K resolution at 60 frames per second.
For real?
For real.
That just fucking made me look up from what I was doing.
Yes, it did. Yeah, so it's considered an optional mode, and with the next gen placing emphasis on resource-intensive tech like ray tracing, it may be that the performance mode turns those graphic effects off to free up more power to divert the frame rate. Basically, to go ahead and might turn some things off that aren't necessarily needed for the game in order to go ahead and make sure you have a crisper looking playthrough. So.
All right.
Look, I was already game for the fucking game anyway.
Yeah. Either way, it's happening.
Oh hell yeah! All right, so that's what we have in news.
Hell yeah.
Now, I need to go ahead and ask myself
I was about to say.
because I know, and I'm not even going to be that good to tell you. But here you're going to hear about what I am playing. And these guys too. You like that? So it's basically been shit, dude. I've fucked around with Borderlands Thursday night, just kind of messing around a little bit. Just trying to do some farming and shit, just because. Oh no, actually, I started playing the DLC, the third DLC.
Yeah, I gotta beat the game, and I
it's-
gotta play all the DLCs.
So far, it's pretty wild.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's actually a lot of fun.
I'm cool with that.
And I had Freaky Friday,
Yep. you
and
sure
I
did.
feel like I made some progress. I feel like I definitely made it past where I was before.
You
I
definitely made
didn't die a
progress.
million times.
But we just talked about this too with you.
Yes, we
with
did.
that stream of Freaky Friday, man. That alien was just going nowhere. Like he was on you.
He was on top of me.
He literally just would not stop. Nonstop. It was
Everywhere.
crazy.
Everywhere.
And then once again, dude, with the way that AI is set up, when I play next week, I could almost never see it. You know what I mean? It might just be
That's true.
completely different. So
Yeah.
we're just going to run through it and just see what happens. And hopefully you come in for another installment of our Freaky Friday, which is at 9 p.m. on Twitch.
Hell yeah.
On my stream, which is Dragon_CGC.
Bang, bang.
So, Scooz.
I got nothing. No, I'm just kidding. I'm playing.
Don't be like him.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's me.
No. Really, I've just been playing. I mean, Anthony and I played Chell. Kind of a rough week. I'm pretty sure we have as many wins as losses. So I'm pretty sure we're like 5-5 this
but
past week.
We still in that Division 1.
I don't know that we actually will be after. I don't. We'll probably. What he means is we'll get ourselves back to Division 1 because I'm pretty sure we're about to drop to D2.
Whatever, I don't care.
But no. I mean, we had one game that we should have won against a team that was not very good. But I was eating wings at the same time, so I was only playing with one hand. And we only lost by one goal. I actually scored 2 pretty sick goals one-handed, which is pretty dope.
Okay.
But I still would have rather had the win. But no, aside from that, just messing around with 2K. I finished the intro story part that leads into your actual season.
Okay.
I think I finished it.
It feels like you finished it.
I mean, I saw credits, so I think I finished it.
Congratulations, you finished the game.
But that's been a lot of fun, and I really enjoy that game. Like I said, when you go to that game from a game like NHL, it kind of makes you jealous because you're like, all right, cool. Well, now I'm going from basketball is my second favorite sport anyway. So, but it's like, all right, so I'm going from my favorite sport to my second favorite sport, but it's my second favorite sport that has all the things that I wish my first one had. All the fun stuff outside of just playing the game.
He's not wrong.
I believe it.
But yeah, no, just been playing around with that, and not going to go too much into a new game that Anthony and I got because we'll be able to talk about that next week.
Yep.
Because we're going to start it.
I'm excited.
So-
Sounds good.
We're not going to tell you what it is, though.
No, we'll talk about it next week.
What you got, man?
Same thing I've been doing. Borderlands and NHL. I play them both every day. You know what I mean?
Where you at in Borderlands? Did you already fight Aurelia?
Yes. Yes.
It's been so long since I played that game. Is that before or after you fight that big, annoying fucker?
I'm off of Eden 6.
You're off of Eden 6.
I'm off of Eden 6.
It's been so long since I played.
Then
I'm
that
back
means
on
The big dude in the theater?
you're back. If you're off of Eden 6, then that means you're going to Carnivora. You're back on.
Yeah.
You're back on Pandora.
Yeah, I'm back on Pandora.
You're gonna start hanging out with Vaughn again.
Yep.
Yep.
So does that mean he did that one yet? That big dude that you fight in that theater?
Oh, me and him did that. And we took him out in a heartbeat,
God,
dude.
you play together.
Yeah. Yeah.
We annihilated Billy.
Yeah.
We annihilated that guy.
That was
I finally
That was so much fun.
Yeah.
I finally annihilated him only because I got him stuck in the doorway.
So, but I play that. I play that in the mornings. You know, wait until the whole dad thing has to kick in, and I gotta be super dad. Super dad. Pretty cool. No, but I usually I'm up early. I play that in the mornings. You know, I don't have to have my little peanut running around watching dad go Houston, blowing things up, blood everywhere. Don't need that yet. She's still a little girl. And then at night, I usually throw down on some NHL with Andy.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. She can't see any blood and guts, but she can